So my name is Misha, and I'm a co-founder of a small startup based in San Francisco, which is called Open Garden. And we have developed an amazing technology that will fundamentally change the way you connect to the internet from your smartphone and in mobility situations in general. Today, when you want to connect to the internet, what happens is you either get internet connectivity from your mobile operator, or you get mobile connectivity from a Wi-Fi hotspot, or you get access to the internet through your cable operators or DSL operator. With Open Garden, it works completely differently, and what we do is we crowdsource connectivity through the people and the devices that are near you. So what does that mean? That means that when you are next to other people with the same application on their smartphone, then it creates a local network by creating direct links between people, between devices. And so that's behind me an example of a graph that you can see on the application when you have the application installed that shows the connections you have with the other devices around you. It was made here during an event in San Francisco last year. And as you can see, on the top left, there is this device called the Samsung SGH. And to access the internet, that device, which might be a tablet, is hopping onto several devices till it can reach an internet access. And so without our software, our application, this device could not access the internet. And thanks to Open Garden, now it can access the internet. On the middle right over there, you have another device that has several links on the network. And this device can access now the internet with a much more reliable access, and also get a faster connectivity because it can bundle the access to the internet from several devices and other devices that have access to the internet. The benefits for our users, and we have like more than 3 million people who install that software already on their smartphone, tablet, or laptop, is you get a faster connectivity, a more reliable internet. You can get access to the internet in situations where normally you wouldn't have access to the internet. And eventually in the future, you will be able to be rewarded or even generate some revenues when you give access to the internet to other people more often than you get access from the other people around you. A concrete application of Open Garden is, for example, this community of entrepreneurs in India. They were given 10,000 Android tablets. Only 50 of them have a cellular data connection on their smartphone. And to access the internet, they use our software. And within these 10,000 tablets, they connect from time to time to the network using one of the cellular connection of these other 50 smartphones. And so more recently, we wanted to do an experiment that turns out to be more than an experiment because we wanted to find an application for this technology of crowdsourcing connectivity that would be more appealing for everyone on a daily basis. Because people, when you talk about connectivity, very often it's very abstract. But when you start to talk about content, or you start to say to people, oh, we are going to give you an application that enables you to send messages or photos to people around you even when you don't have internet access at all, then people start to like that. So we launched that application a bit more than 15 days ago on iOS first and then on Android. And we didn't think it would be such an explosion of installations for that application. But I can tell you that we have been installing, every second more than 2 people are installing that software on their Android device or smartphone since we started. So we were into social applications, I think in the top 10 in 105 countries just after 10 days. And number 1 in more than 10 countries. In Singapore last week, I think we were number 2 on the App Store. So that application enables you really to share messages with the people around you and to send text even when you don't have any internet access. So why we care about crowdsourcing connectivity and these technologies? Because it can bring access to people who normally don't have access. So you can have people in India now accessing content on their tablet or smartphone where normally they don't have any internet access at all. We care about it because it's also a way for you to keep on exchanging messages and photos with your friends when you're in places where normally you don't have any internet access. Or also, I can give you another example of what happened 10 days ago in Taiwan when there was this movement from students. I think it was called the Sunflower Movement, and there were some threats to shut down the internet. Everyone went onto the store to download the application, and all the students were starting to exchange messages on FireChat globally, because there is also an anonymous chat room, but also starting to exchange messages directly to one another without passing through the internet. And so that's my short presentation, and I would be happy to answer your questions, and I also invite you to install our applications when you have some time on Android or iPhone.
Great. Misha, thank you. Anyone heard about Open Garden before? Yeah? And you use it for what?
I haven't used it yet.
You haven't used it yet? Okay. Good.
If I may ask a question.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Probably you need to turn that on.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Is it on? Or? That's okay.
Technology failing. It is on. Okay, great. I don't know if you know of what Ushahidi are trying to do with an internet modem that's basically like a brick, which allows offline access. And I just asked the CEO back in Nairobi what he thinks about this.
I heard about the brick, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But I was going to ask, what about the privacy implications? I mean, in terms of opening up your network, what are the risk factors there? And I imagine with all the hacking that could happen around that, how do you address that if I open up my internet too?
So on Open Garden application, it's pretty straightforward. There is only an off-ramp that goes directly to the internet. So there is no access to the local information on your phone. And for FireChat, it's more like, has been like more an entertaining app for now. So we haven't put that much care into figuring out how to, to make all messages encrypted, these kind of things. But it's something we are looking at more and more closely.
Good. Any other question? Please. Do you mind if you just take a mic so we can put a recorder there?
I just installed it.
Mm-hmm.
But could it be? What happens if I'm the only one running it?
Then no, it's about crowdsourcing. So
because actually the internet is not that good here. So if everybody then just installs it, then
if everyone was on Open Garden like you would on a smartphone you would see the graph like
Here you go.
You would start to see on your smartphone something like that.
But suppose
So
now, let's say 50 people have it on their computer or smartphone.
mm-hmm.
One needs to have an access to the internet, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So
that you can hop from one smartphone to another, or from one smartphone to a computer to get access.
say that the signal will be more stronger.
So it doesn't increase the capacity according to the space or where you are. But let's say you have two internet providers in the same space, one mobile and one through Wi-Fi, then you can actually, benefit from both access through the network.
Great. Any more questions? Great. Thank you. Yeah, good.
So if I come to Singapore and I don't have access, and if Epi has FireChat and I have FireChat, I can walk around with him and have the internet?
So FireChat is all about messaging only. So it's not about Open Garden app is if you are on Android, then on your smartphone you can benefit from it. Yes, you would get access from Epi's phone.
So I went to Open Garden and it showed me FireChat.
Yeah, it's normal because on iOS we only have the messaging application. Yeah, but the other one is coming soon.
When?
Soon.
Let's say you knew when.
Hi, and this messaging application, you don't need internet access if you're on the same network, on the same mesh.
So the messaging works without internet access in two ways. You can be on the same local network, or you can just have no network at all. But if you have your Bluetooth or your Wi-Fi on, it will and it will send messages to other devices nearby directly. So like a direct link.
Okay, And does your program has an API?
So we are building an SDK and an API, and it will be accessible. You can go on the website, subscribe, and we will release that so all the developers will be able to take advantage of this.
Okay,
Yes.
cool.